After my brother Ethan divorced. My mom pressured me to get divorced so I could help raise Ethan's 2 children. Behind my back. She told my husband, "How can you be sure the baby in my daughter's belly is yours?" She told lies to him about my premarital life being chaotic. My husband actually believed her, forcing me, 5 months pregnant, to terminate the pregnancy. When I reincarnated 2 weeks before my wedding, I immediately called off my engagement to Liam. While Liam had his flaws, the main reason was that within a year, Ethan would divorce again. In my past life, when Ethan divorced, my mom and him fought viciously against my sister-in-law for custody despite knowing Ethan was irresponsible and unfit. They refused to let her have either child unless she dropped the divorce, even though Ethan had cheated and abused her. Terrified for her safety, my sister-in-law surrendered custody. Once they won, my family's cruelty escalated. They banned her from visiting, beating the children whenever she tried. When she threatened legal action, Ethan vowed to murder her parents if she dared challenge custody. To protect her family, she disappeared from their lives. Then they destroyed my marriage. They forced my 5-month pregnancy termination, nearly killing me from hemorrhaging, all to shackle me with raising Ethan's kids. My mom never outright demanded my divorce like Ethan threatened his ex. Instead, she manipulated subtly. At first, she guilt-tripped me. "Ethan abandoned his children with me. I'm nearly 60, raised you too. Now bankrupt raising grandchildren." I knew the truth. I'd urged her to grant custody to their mother with Ethan paying child support. She snapped. Wilson family children would starve before going to outsiders. I stopped arguing. Growing up. "Emma, your brother's the boy, let him have it," dictated every conflict. He took my piggy bank, hit me without consequence, claimed my bedroom when he married. My opinions only mattered when I handed her money. So when she came whining, I coldly said, "You fought for custody knowing Ethan's useless. Reap what you sowed." Undeterred, she cried, "Emma, raising you both was so hard. Your father does nothing, help me." Her help meant funding Ethan's kids. I refused. "I'm pregnant with my own bills. My in-laws would disown me for supporting nephews." She switched tactics. Behind my back, she told Liam, "How do you know that's your baby?" At 2 months pregnant, I didn't know she'd visited him. Initially, Liam seemed unaffected until she fabricated stories about my wild past and an ex-lover. Sneering, "She'd never settle for you if things had worked out with him." By 4 months, Liam picked constant fights. At 5 months, he yelled, "I'm just the backup plan." Though I explained our family's son obsession, the damage was done. The miscarriage nearly killed me. Now reborn, I see the rot. No more. Let the Wilsons drown in their own toxicity. But he wouldn't listen. He retorted, "All these words came straight from your mother's mouth. If you weren't like this, why would she say them? You're her biological daughter. No matter how much she favors sons over daughters, she wouldn't harm her own flesh and blood like this." I remained silent. He continued, "Emma, our only way out is to get a paternity test. If the child is mine, I'll never believe another word your mother says again." When I calmed down, I realized his distrust of me wasn't entirely unreasonable. After all, what family could tolerate having such a toxic mother? So I agreed. However, performing amniocentesis before birth carried risks. We compromised on taking the paternity test after delivery, and he accepted this arrangement. Yet within days, he grew paranoid. "If your mother forces you to financially support Ethan's twins, you might cave in during a weak moment. To prevent that," he insisted, "hand over your salary card. I'll set up a shared payment account for you instead." Having known each other for 8 years, through dating and marriage, I trusted his character implicitly. I surrendered my salary card. 3 days later, he picked another fight and disabled the shared account. When my 3 calls went unanswered, I silently obtained a replacement bank card and scheduled an abortion. This procedure ultimately cost me my life. Now that I've been granted a second chance, marriage seems unnecessary. But Liam refuses to cancel our engagement. After my decision, he pleaded with concerned eyes. Emma, we've known each other for years. You're not impulsive. Whatever's wrong, let's fix it together, don't throw away what we have. He wasn't wrong about my cautious nature. Growing up in a dysfunctional family taught me to meticulously weigh every major decision, including our relationship. Liam and I met as colleagues at a private firm. 3 years my senior. He became my supervisor. At my first department dinner, a coworker kept pressuring me to drink despite my allergy excuse. Liam intervened sharply, forcing alcohol on someone with allergies? Want to take responsibility if she collapses? After transferring companies 3 years later, he unexpectedly confessed his feelings. I deflected with humor, recruiting me this hard? And rejected him. He persisted with messages I mostly ignored. Our paths crossed again when a business trip left me stranded in another city, wallet, phone, and ID stolen. Appearing like fate, Liam drove me back to City A. I repaid him with dinner after he declined cash. He proposed properly during our 5th year of acquaintance. First I admired your work ethic. Then my admiration turned to heartache. That heartache became love. Considering his reliability, integrity, and looks, I said yes. Our relationship remained harmonious. His emotional intelligence preventing major conflicts. That same year, Ethan's shotgun wedding produced twin nephews by year-end. During Lunar New Year, my mother outrageously demanded I surrender half my salary to support his family, a recurring theme since I gained financial independence. Previously, I'd escaped with excuses about barely affording myself, only sending holiday red packets. This time, I snapped, support whose family? The house without a room for me isn't my home. Storming out before the reunion dinner, I called Liam. He drove 2 hours across the city to retrieve me. He spent the new year with me in my rented apartment. After learning about my family background, Liam hugged me and said, Emma, it's okay. You have me now. You'll always be my one and only. That's why I later accepted his proposal. He brought warmth during a city's coldest winter. When discussing marriage, he agreed to pay my mother's outrageous $12.800 dowry demand despite local customs averaging under $5.000 for wedding gifts. Of course, my personal savings already exceeded that amount, though my mother remained unaware. I'd originally planned to pay the dowry myself after she declared, I raised you and put you through college, but you'll belong to another family after marriage. Since I can't count on you for support, this $12.800 is repayment for my years of sacrifice. I saw this as severance payment to end our obligations. But Liam insisted. Emma, I couldn't let you pay your own dowry to marry me. So he paid. Later, I invested all my savings into our marital home's down payment and renovation. We lived separately during the first year to avoid mother-in-law conflicts, only having minor disagreements. Now he pleaded. Emma, think carefully. After breaking our engagement, could you find someone who understands you better? His words tasted bitter. This supposedly understanding man had demanded DNA tests during my 5th month of pregnancy after my mother's false accusations. On my abortion decision day, he obsessively interrogated me about imaginary ex-boyfriends, claiming, You took 2 years to accept me. There must have been someone else first. When reminded how I'd rejected creepy coworker K's advances by claiming a boyfriend, he twisted history, accusing me of deception. His final cruelty came as, my expensive $12.800 bride turned out to be second-hand goods. Before cutting off financial support, forcing abortion and divorce, the man who brought spring warmth during winter now brought winter chill in spring. I handed him the bank card. Liam, you're wonderful but we're incompatible. Here's your $12.800. Let's part ways. He panicked. Does your mother want more? Just name the amount. To expedite separation, I fabricated. She expects me to give half my salary monthly to support Ethan and his children. I can't burden you with this. After silence, He offered to negotiate with my mother, the same woman who'd originally demanded $500. 000 dowry, $200. 000 for family housing debt from my college years. $300. 000 savings with dubious return prospects. My previous threat to sever ties had reduced it to $12. 800. Now freed. I watched him walk into her renewed greed trap. This led to a huge fight between us. My mom called me an ungrateful child, yelling, "Emma, are you that desperate? You think marrying someone without a dowry will make them value you? Stop being naive. They'll just see you as an easy target and brag about their son's achievement in landing a free bride." She screamed hoarsely. "You're not even married yet and already siding with outsiders. Just wait, when your in-laws walk all over you. Don't come crying to me." Now that I'm pushing Liam to call off the engagement while subtly hinting it's because the dowry was too low. My mom smells blood. With the wedding approaching, she's betting Liam's family can't afford the embarrassment and demands an extra $500,000. She even presented Liam with an itemized bill of my upbringing costs. Ultimatum style, pay up or cancel the wedding. But if we cancel? She's keeping the initial $128,000 dowry, telling Liam to personally ask me for refunds. Liam was stunned by her audacity and looked to my dad, who stayed neutral. After confronting my mom, he came to me looking heartbroken. I shrugged. "You're smart, Liam. Why wade into this mess? Even if you pay the extra $500,000 now. What happens when my mom invents new reasons to demand money after marriage?" He stayed silent. 3 days later, Liam agreed to cancel. His family isn't wealthy, another $500,000 would drain his parents' savings. That money could have been a down payment for a 3-bedroom apartment here in City A. Just as I sighed in relief over our clean breakup, Liam dropped a bombshell. He spread rumors that I was pregnant and my family was extorting him. His exact words, "Emma's knocked up but still demanding sky-high dowry? Joke's on her. If she doesn't marry me, she'll be damaged goods after an abortion. Who'd want her then?" When my friend relayed this, she hesitated before adding, "Emma, I didn't get why you were canceling at first. But if Liam really said that?" Bullet dodged. The guy's trash. Furious, I called Liam. He first denied it, then said something chilling, "Emma, I'm doing this for our future. If everyone thinks you're ruined, your mom will have to let you marry me without the dowry." I laughed bitterly. Even if I die single, my mom would rather that than let me marry you unpaid. Keep slandering me, and I'll sue. This enraged him. "You think you're special just because I spoiled you? This whole act, fighting with your mom to lower the dowry from $500,000 to $128,000, was all a scheme to trap me into paying extra. Wasn't it?" So he knew about those past fights where I'd threatened to disown my mom over dowry demands. Hanging up, I remembered something from 6 months into our relationship. At his friend's birthday party, the friend leered at me after drinks, "How'd you bag such a hottie?" Then smirked. "You know what they say about stolen dumplings?" Liam cut him off by shoving a drink into his mouth. Later, he apologized. He was drunk. Don't mind him. After that, he rarely took me to his gatherings. Now it makes sense. Birds of a feather. I was just love blind to his red flags. My past life self, 5 months pregnant before he forced me into an abortion, wasn't entirely blameless. I chose to ignore the warnings, blocking him everywhere. I thought it was over, until he showed up at my office. His new plan? "Let's get you pregnant first. Your mom will have to accept the marriage then." I stared at him. "Liam, do I look stupid to you?" He froze. "The money's returned. Stay away, or I'm calling the cops." After completely breaking up with Liam, I asked my mom for the $128,000 dowry the Brown family had given her. She refused to return a single cent, saying, "You haven't contributed anything to this family since graduating. Consider this money what you owed us all these years." I argued, "That's the Browns' money." Truth was, I'd already returned Liam's money myself without telling her. My mom became even more unreasonable. What Brown's money? After dating Liam for so many years. This is just proper breakup compensation he owes you. Suddenly enlightened by this failed engagement, my mom saw new money-making opportunities. She started arranging blind dates for me. When she called demanding I come home to meet her latest pick, we had an explosive fight. If you don't return the Brown's money, I warned, don't expect me to ever come home again. Consider me dead to you. She shot back. You think I want a thankless daughter like you? Stay gone then. I blocked all her contacts immediately. The next month, I submitted my resignation. 30 days later, I left City A where I'd lived nearly 3 decades. No farewells to anyone. As my train departed, my dad called, Emma. Why are you fighting with your mom again? Though chronically passive, he'd occasionally shown glimmers of decency. When Ethan bullied me bloody as kids, he'd been the one to intervene while mom dismissed it. He fought for my high school education when mom wanted me working at 15. He pushed for me to attend the prestigious A university instead of the local teaching college. Of course, his motivations weren't pure. Bragging rights about his daughter at a 211 university mattered more than my dreams. Still, when I earned my first part-time paycheck, he genuinely cherished my gift while mom complained about wasted money. So I'd stayed in City A like he wanted, clinging to these breadcrumbs of affection. But during my divorce crisis in the previous life, his silence killed me. Literally. Emma? You still there? Dad's voice brought me back. We broke up. Mom's keeping the dowry. He chuckled nervously. Your mom's just protecting you. After investing years with Liam. Cut the act. I interrupted. You both planned to keep the money for Ethan while making me repay Liam myself. Right? Silence confirmed everything. When he finally spoke, it was pathetic. I'll send you $30. 000 emergency funds. I laughed coldly. Classic good cop/bad cop routine. Accepting would trap me in their schemes forever. Keep it. Consider that $128,000 severance pay for ending our mother-daughter relationship. If she ever needs medical care, tell her to sue me. Don't be dramatic. We're family. He pleaded. Did she ever treat me like family? The click of me hanging up echoed through the train cabin. My dad, I moved to City C, a place I'd wanted to visit for years. Found a new apartment. Landed a job. Changed my number. I blocked and deleted all family contacts except my dad's WeChat. A year later, after settling into City C, Ethan got divorced. Just like in my past life, my mom and Ethan fought for custody of both kids just to spite my sister-in-law. Once they secured custody, my mom used my dad's WeChat to ask me for money to help raise my nephews. I ignored her. After multiple failed attempts, my mom used my dad's WeChat to video call me. Unaware it was her, I answered. She launched into the same tearful script as before. Ethan dumped the kids on me and won't pay a cent. I smirked. Not my circus. You're the one who raised him to be a deadbeat. Want me to call you out for being a shitty parent? My mom exploded. Emma. I fed you. Clothed you. Put you through college. Is this how you repay me? Did your education mean nothing? I snapped back. Auntie. Did you forget? You sold me off for $12.800 and disowned me over a year ago. She choked on silence. I twisted the knife. You ruined your son. Quit before you destroy your grandkids too. Then hung up. My words were harsh but true. Ethan became this way because mom coddled him since childhood. I still remember her teaching 10-year-old Ethan to slack off during classroom cleanups. When his teacher scolded him, mom stormed to school screaming, "My son's here to learn, not mop floors." She threatened to sue the teacher for abuse until the school stopped holding Ethan accountable. His grades nosedived after that. By middle school, he skipped class to party. Teachers gave up contacting mom. She'd always shriek, "My baby's perfect." The final straw? When Ethan bombed his college entrance exams, mom slapped me while I watched TV, screeching, "This is your fault. Your noise distracted him." Never mind that I hadn't touched the remote all senior year. After scraping through community college, Ethan job hopped for years. When he quit a too stressful position, Mom used connections to land him a cushy gig, which he also ditched. She bankrolled his gaming addiction with $400 monthly allowance while complaining he couldn't get a girlfriend. The kicker? Mom hospitalized herself with rage hypertension after I called Ethan a loser. Or so Dad claims. Either way, I'm not funding her golden child's spawn. Months later, Dad called with his own sob story. Emma, we're struggling. Loan me $2. 000? I played dumb. Struggling? Don't you both have pensions? The combined retirement pensions of my parents amount to around 8,000 yuan. While this isn't enough for lavish spending in the outrageously expensive city A, it's sufficient for their basic needs. My father recently claimed, I've been feeling unwell and spent money on hospital tests yesterday. Me? Maybe delete those TikTok videos first before lying? Your feed's been full of chess games, mahjong sessions, and Tai Chi in the park every single day. Me, since when did the community park become a hospital? Or did Mom send you to ask for money to support my nephews again? After awkward hesitation, he admitted, your brother Ethan's twins need 10,000 yuan for kindergarten tuition. We don't have that much. I countered. Where's Ethan himself? Why should I pay for his children? Your brother's been depressed since his divorce and hasn't held steady work these months. Dad sighed. I laughed bitterly. Depressed or liberated? Without his ex-wife's nagging and with others raising his kids. He's probably living his best life. Dad. Emma. He pleaded. Your brother's always been less capable. You're the successful one. Please help me out this once. I'll make Ethan repay you when he gets back on his feet. I retorted. With what money? He never repaid the 30,000 borrowed for his car or wedding. Before he could respond, I added. This isn't about principles anymore. Truth is, I'm broke myself. Dad panicked. You've worked years. You must have hundreds of thousands saved. I need this for the children. His urgency wasn't for my well-being, but Ethan's kids. I remained silent. I'd secretly bought a condo in affordable city C, draining my savings for down payment and basic renovations. 3 months later, another call came, this time about sick twins needing hospitalization. I coldly responded. Their parents should handle this. If they can't care for them, custody should revert to their mother. My mother snatched the phone, screeching. Stop playing nice. This is her obligation. We should have demanded money instead of pretending to borrow. Now she dares ask for repayment? She threatened. Emma, pay up or we'll sue you for parental neglect. I shrugged. Go ahead. No one's stopping you. Mom. Days later, Dad called again. Emma, must we air dirty laundry over mere thousands? I scoffed. Thousands this month. Thousands next. You created this mess. Dad. Finally snapping. He shouted. How dare you speak this way? Your brother needs help. Are you trying to destroy our family? He continued bitterly. You always accuse us of favoring sons. But your coldness proves your mother right. We shouldn't have protected you. You're nothing but an ungrateful wretch. After contemplation, I stated. Actually, Dad. Sometimes I resent you more than Mom. His performative affection sickened me, false love preventing me from fully hating him like I did my mother. After all I've done for you? He roared. I countered. Did you object when Ethan's wife drove me out? Did you stop Mom from funneling money to him? My loans to you surpass Mom's bride price from the Browns. Yet everything went to Ethan. Pausing, I concluded painfully. I knew. Dad. I just wanted to believe you loved me. In my previous life, I paid with my life to realize how catastrophically wrong I was. Now, I've woken up and made peace with reality. Chasing after distant, unrequited familial bonds only breeds resentment. It's better to cut losses and prioritize survival. Dad. I finally said. If you're calling about Ethan or Mom, save your breath. Let her sue me. If the court orders me to pay even $1 and I refuse, may lightning strike me dead. Dad stayed silent. For over 3 years, I ignored his calls. Then one midnight, half asleep, I answered. His words jolted me awake. Emma, come home. Your mother's gone. Though I'd blocked them, updates trickled through a friend in their neighborhood. The 5-member household, my parents, Ethan, his mistress, and their kids, still erupted in nightly fights. Ethan refused to work, draining Mom's retirement savings to fund his affair. When she finally cut him off, he stole their life savings and fled with his girlfriend. My friend sent video footage of their final showdown, Mom screaming, "You took your children's education fund. Return it or I'll die right here." Humiliated by the crowd, Ethan shoved her to the ground and stormed off. Bystanders called 120 when she couldn't stand. She fractured her hip. While hospitalized, Ethan vacationed with his mistress, abandoning both kids and mother. Dad eventually sent the children to their biological mother and became Mom's sole caretaker. When he demanded I visit, I offered only this: I'll report Ethan to the police. He called me an ungrateful wretch. We stopped speaking. 6 months later, Dad's call came, "Come home immediately." Mom died from the stress of Ethan's ultimatum. He demanded my parents vacate their own home. Though they'd bought the property, they'd transferred ownership to Ethan years earlier to protect it from inheritance disputes. Now he wielded this against them: my house, my rules. Take the kids and get out. When Mom protested about the grandchildren's future, Ethan spat: "You wanted custody, you raise them. Can't afford it? Dump them on their mother. My fiancé won't tolerate brats." The coroner ruled it a stress-induced cardiac event. I stood at her grave, listening to cicadas drone in the summer heat, the same sound that filled childhood nights when Ethan's needs always eclipsed mine. Some family legacies aren't worth preserving. My mother's health had been declining over the years with hypertension, and his words gave her a heart attack. She passed out without regaining consciousness and died before reaching the hospital. After killing my mother with stress, Ethan had the audacity to tell me at her funeral, "Emma, you should take Dad with you." My father, thoroughly exhausted from recent arguments with Ethan, also wanted to come with me. I asked, why should I? They'd given all the money and property to their son, yet suddenly remembered their daughter when needing elder care. Ethan snapped, "Because he's your father." I laughed coldly. Dad only believes sons provide old age security, not daughters. But fine, I'll take him if you split all the money and property parents gave you 50-50 with me. And add my name to the house deed. Dream on, Ethan shouted. I've said my piece. If you won't take him, Dad can rent somewhere. This house is mine, neither of you get anything. So we left. Outside, Dad hinted about moving to Sea City with me and bringing his 2 grandsons along. "Emma," he said. "I'll admit I favored Ethan slightly. But I've always cared for you too." I nodded. "I know. You cared enough to groom me as Ethan's personal ATM." Dad fell silent. Years of conflict with Ethan had aged him dramatically, white-haired, deeply wrinkled, eyes clouded. Yet I vividly remembered overhearing him years ago advising a neighbor, "Tell your son his sister is his future resource. If she's unremarkable, send her to work young and take her wages. If she's smart, invest in her education for higher returns. Either way, she'll fund your son's needs without requiring inheritance." When the neighbor protested this exploitation, Dad had said, "Daughters belong to others' families eventually. Only sons safeguard your twilight years." Now I told my withered father, "You were right about sons providing security. Look how thoroughly Ethan's safeguarding himself from you. As a daughter destined for another family, I'll honor tradition by arranging your apartment near him. Your pension should cover rent until you need nursing care. That's all you'll get from me." When he tried arguing, I walked away. 3 days later, while helping him move, Liam reappeared unexpectedly. After exchanging pleasantries, the man who'd once spread pregnancy rumors about me said, "Emma, I've never forgotten you. With your mother gone, nothing stops us from rekindling things." I stared. Liam. Didn't your wife divorce you last year after reporting you for soliciting prostitutes? His silence confirmed what my friend had learned, another manipulator trying his luck. Another scheme to shut down. So, a year ago when Liam got divorced. She called me with such schadenfreude and spilled all the tea. Liam had married the year after our engagement ended. But after getting his wife pregnant, he started cheating. His wife finally snapped during one of his escapades. Had him arrested. Then got an abortion and divorced him. My friend laughed hysterically while telling me. After his wife exposed him like that. Not even matchmakers will touch him now. Emma. Thank God you never married that walking red flag. Liam's just a total scumbag. Damn right he's a scumbag, couldn't even keep up the act permanently. Thought once there was a marriage certificate and a baby on the way. His wife would be trapped. In my past life, I'd been exactly where she was, forced into terminating my pregnancy before escaping that marriage. Now I finally understood why he'd been so paranoid after Mom said those things to him. The guilty dog barks loudest. I snorted coldly, locking eyes with him. Liam. I warned you before, I'm not stupid. Liam.